And I was also affiliated with Breaks Kru too earlier at the time, you know, because we wasn't traveling that much. Like our crew wasn't traveling that much, and you know, every time I was out of town, I would bump heads with Breaks Kru, and then be like, "Yo, I'm a battle with these guys." You know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't like enter the contest. It was like we would, whenever we went to a jam, we would battling in ciphers.
Representing New York.
Yeah, it was just like that's just what we wanted to do. We didn't really care about signing up for the contest.
Right.
Where we had fun was in the ciphers and just trying to take over the cipher. You know, that was always our thing. Like, you know, so then I was like, you know, I just liked the way Breaks Kru used to just roll in the building and just take over. You know what I'm saying? So I started rolling with them, and then we just started like just going crazy everywhere we went. It didn't matter who it was, neither, even or if we lost the battle. We just everybody knew that we was in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Wait,
So,
didn't you do freestyle sessions with them?
yeah. So it's like Step Fiends, Breaks Kru, and Supreme Beingz. Like we're like a fam. Like we always been like battling and traveling together. Cause we had Cyclone on that crew too in freestyle session. So yeah, man, good times with those dudes, and I got to get a lot of good experience through that. And then you know, some guys moved, you know, different parts, and then like, you know, a new generation of our crew came out, you know, and those guys like took our crew to another level too. And then like we recruited a bunch of young kids, and which are still killing it. Like you met Frankie.
Yeah, he was there with you guys.
Yeah, he's still killing shit, still progressing. Now he's like into film and things like that. He got married, about to have a kid. And
nice.
My other boy, Bananas, those are the first two that we had put down. And from there on, then a bunch of other dudes that were in their circle ended up getting down with us. Fast forward, like we've already like celebrated our 20th anniversary and still doing our thing, still in the game. You know, we got a couple of younger heads now that are down and, you know, carrying the torch and the legacy. So proud of that. Good to see those kids, well, young men and young women progressing. You know, they're already
no doubt
growing, doing their thing. So
when I look at Frankie, like he has a very like intricate style to me. Like I don't know if I would call it. I mean, he's from New York, but I don't know if that is that a traditional New York style. Like how did remember when there was regional styles? Like you could tell where somebody was from by the way this, you know, pre-internet. You could tell where somebody was from just by the way they danced, right? And so how would you document the evolution of like when you came in the 90s, what would be New York style to like fast forwarding all the way to you got like people like a Frankie who kind of doing their own thing, but still having a lot of foundation in it, but with their own spin on it. Like, how would you document that?
well, I think it depends on the individual and you know what moves them or what they like or what works for them. Frankie in particular, I think that he uses like a lot of foundation because of his influences within where he came up. But when it comes to his own creativity, he's like he makes his things like complex, and what gives it a cool twist is that he's also like his style is kind of unorthodox. So some things he'll do with perfect form, and then other things he'll do with like a different form, which makes it like kind of his own style. So like I said, like I don't know, like everybody has their own evolution, I believe, as dancers, you know, and a lot of it has to do with knowledge and probably experiences. Like I don't want to say wear and tear, but more like experiences, right? Like, okay, let me give you a different type of example, like with people you know, like Gravity. He has a background in gymnastics,
And you
right?
could see it.
So when he started breaking, he would lean to that stuff, right? He would use a lot of that stuff, you know, and you can tell, oh shit, this kid must have a background in something like this, right? A sport or whatever. But then as the years go by, now he doesn't need to depend on that. If you watch him dance now, he just does more of his own thing. He'll throw foundation, he'll throw power in there, but then you see him do his own thing.
You see
So I think
gravity.
as a b-boy, you should grow. You know, you use what works for you, your strengths. If you don't have any of that stuff, I suggest start from scratch. Learn your basics, your foundation, because then you're gonna be stronger as a dancer, which later on is gonna benefit you, because if you just spend all your time training power moves and difficult shit, you're gonna deal with injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like a person like me who's been doing it over 20 years, I'm not trying to train air flares every day. I'm not trying to do head spins all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I'll probably just try to freak it with my own flow, my own style, and signature moves. So, you know, a lot of kids now, they get into it because they like the hard things, you know, and some of them could actually do it. They have the physical ability, you know. So, you know, with the big stages and the big lights and the big moves, it attracts those type of individuals. So I think with the eras, you have people who got into this dance for different reasons. Like they were just interested in different things. And it's all been bunched up and mixed up, and it's kind of evolved to what it's become now. But you still see characters that just lean, they just do power. You still see characters that just dance and do footwork, you know. So it's mixed up, you know. It just depends on what you like, and in the moment of the battles, you know, you just have to like pick. It's still subjective, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And side note, I saw somewhere that Gravity actually gave you, and it was someone else. I didn't know the other person, but I knew your name. He gave you guys credit for putting it in his brain that he could probably one day be a dope b-boy. He said you guys saw him he was doing a gymnastics, either practice or competition, and you guys were in there training, and he said he was like looking back, like, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
And you guys crossed paths, and you was like asking him about flares. And then, you know, how does that feel knowing that you and just, you know, spreading positivity, spreading the culture, not created Gravity, but brought him in, and look what he's been able to do within the dance.
I mean, it's amazing to see his growth and what he does, and the fact that he's doing something that, you know, I feel the same way about, like, you know, passionate about this dance. But yeah, like just when we first seen him, it was just, it's exactly how he said, you know, that's exactly how it was. He was like training. We was at this facility where one of my crewmates, he would volunteer, and he would help train the kids so that he can practice and learn how to tumble. It was nearby where we're from. It was in Flushing. So we used to go so that we could learn, you know, a couple things and get to train, you know, get our flips up and stuff like that. And we seen this young man just flying, tumbling across the floor and just killing it. And we was like, yo, imagine this kid would break. We just told each other that, like, yo, imagine this kid right here would break. And then we went off to the wood, and there's a water fountain. So I guess we was practicing on the side. We were practicing on the side, and I guess he peeped it. And he came by to get some water, and then we was asking him questions. We was like, yo, would you like to learn? Yo, can you do this? Can you do that? We was like, yo, can you do flare 90 flare? And he was like, what, this? And he was like, yeah, it's like nothing for him, because he was still young and super strong. And then I think like a year or two later, we just started seeing him around, like at practices, like in the Long Island City YMCA, and he's hanging around with his buddies, which was like 5 Kru. Mm-hmm. And we're like, yo, isn't that the kid? And he's like, and he remembered us too. And you know, he still say the story. But yeah, we just seen him, and we was like, yo, imagine this kid would break. He would be nice like that.
Right.
And he kind of, you know, it's exactly what happened. But probably just him seeing it and getting that, it probably sparked an idea, like, yo, maybe I should try this stuff. Because he was like trying to hide from his pops, like, nah, I need to get back to training. And we're like talking to him, like, just like, you know, because we're practicing those moves too. We're still trying to get shit like that. So you know, we see the potential within like people like that. But yeah, like I was saying, that was a dope shout out. And he was talking about my boy Flav. My boy Flav was always in his ear, like, yo, you should do this breaking stuff, bro. Like, you'll be nice with it.
No doubt. So
Yeah, but yo, hold up.
no, my bad. Go ahead.
All that was on him though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't taking no credit. You know what I'm saying? I was just there. I'm somebody he saw and has been around, you know, on his upcoming in New York. And big shout out to him, yo. It's good to see that. For sure, for sure. It's good to see somebody like start young and still stick to it and keep progressing high level.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.